I still gotta do the last damn convertible, don't I? Yeah, I do. There you go. Get in there with me. Because I got one more convertible to do that I forgot about. I thought we were ready to pull. But I was being a dummy. One more. Ugh. Get her right, get her tight. Whoa there. I think it came out the side block. All right. Ooh. Convertible too tight yet. Too tight. And lock, baby. I should have done this before I went live. What up, everybody? If you can hear me, I can't see comments or nothing because I'm pulling a convertible out, but yeah, I'll be there in a second. Hell no, Rennie. Can't do that by hand. No, lucky there. Rocking wrenches, damn it. Almost there. Once you get this convertible out, we'll be ready to pour it. I think. Unless I forgot about something else. Which, who knows at this point. Ooh. There we go. There it is, the last convertible. Oh, getting too old for this shit. Working on the ground and all that. Who's in here? All right, what's up? What's up? I see you. Back to a spot there. What's up, Joey? Simon, James, Commando, T-Bone, Buford, Georgia in the house, Windsor across the river from Detroit. All right, what's going on, guys? Oh, all right. So let me not screw this up and jack this trains up right now, so I don't forget. And then go to pull this motor out and drop the trains on the floor. We got some pressure on her. I'm going to take the bolts out. I'm going to take that other one out. Yeah, there we go. I think they're 3/4. If I remember correctly. 3/4 and 3/4 inch wrench. Maybe I should flip the camera. I hate using the front camera because I feel like the quality isn't the same, but if I don't use the front camera, then it's harder for me to... There we go. Chevy man, what's going on? What up, Momentum? Brian, Joey, yeah, on the good side. Yeah, that's the good side right there, buddy. Right there. Right there's the good side. So what are we doing tonight with the Nova? Well, we're pulling the motor out. I need a little more tea. Southern Maryland, looks like you're having fun. I don't know about all that. Yeah, everybody hit that damn like button. There's 54 something, 58, 60. We're climbing, but not that many likes. Brandon laying down under. What up from Cali? Turbo Monza. You got a Turbo Monza? That's what's up. So we're pulling the motor out, and it'll all be in the next video. Well, not pulling this motor out because I'm trying to get a head start on the next video. So, but in just a few minutes, I will explain to you guys what's going on, right? So, we'll see. Oh yeah, remember that time that asshole did that? That asshole was me. I need my extension. My extension. What I did, that asshole that was me, is I put a engine limiter on this thing, and I welded it to the frame, and it's not directly in the way of the motor mount bolt, but it's half-assed in the way of the motor mount bolt. You know, the bolt that goes through the motor mount. So I gotta put an extension on it. I can't just stick something on it and send it. And that's all good. We got that one out. Oh, I can't read from that far away, so I'm gonna have to walk back and forth. Let me see if I can pull this bolt and then I'll come read. There we go. Here's one more mount bolt. And do the other one. Alright, let me read here. I hit it. Engine remover 101. Love the work you've been doing on the PO mod. Yes. So it's the PO mod has been an interesting project. And what we've been doing, like you said, is just I'm a normal guy. You know, I don't have the race car building experience I have is this, like just in my garage, just doing it my damn self and figuring it out. So yeah, it's definitely been, you know, there's been a learning process. I've learned different stuff over the years that we're applying to the PO mod, and then obviously I'm learning as we go on the PO mod. Like there's just stuff that I'm learning along the way, and half the battle literally is you just got to be willing to try it. If you're willing to try it and know that you might mess it up and you might have to do it again, or it might not come out like with these, you know what I mean, with these chassis shops do that will cost you, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. If you're okay with that, you know, to have something home built that maybe the welds don't look as great, but, or, you know, if they're structurally all right, they're good. You know, if things don't look 110% to do that, you can definitely do it yourself. So, are we gonna take bets? What did I forget to disconnect? I don't think I forgot to disconnect anything. I think everything that's connected right now comes out with the motor, or can come out with the motor at least. Oil feed. That's gonna stay. bunch of this stuff. Bam. I'm probably gonna pull this thing out, and then that's gonna be it for tonight, because I will tear it apart tomorrow on video so we can get our next video started. So you guys can see, if you remember, this is the one that I burnt the side of the damn thing. I melted straight through the side of the block and all. So I'll tear it apart in tomorrow's video, or, you know, the video we're gonna start filming tomorrow. Damn thing. And, yeah, so probably just tonight we're just looking to pull out. We're just looking to pull out tonight. That's not good. That's not good, my friends. Huh. And I don't know where my other pry bar is. It's been so long since I've worked in this garage. I'm forgetting where I sat shit down. No, is that it? No. Bump, bump, bump. Carb, turbo, LS, or nitrous? No, just get rid of the carburetor. Yeah, we're taking our time, and so that's kind of where we're about to get into with taking our time, right? What's up, Ronald? I hope you win. Well, can I get that burnt piston? I don't know if the piston's burnt. We'll see. But if it is burnt, maybe I'll knock it out of there, and you know, we'll go from there. How's it going? What's going on, Mod? Built, not bought. Yeah, and literally, there's very little things on this Nova that I didn't personally do. The cage I didn't do. It's chrome moly. It's $850. I took it to a guy. I wanted, you know, a nice cage, so I paid for that. Lucor did some work on the steering and that stuff. But yeah, I mean, really everything else has had my hands on it. So Matt, come to Florida. I do want to come for sick week. I do want to come for sick week, and I do want to participate this year. I don't want to just do the sick ward, even if it's slow racing like 1150. I still think we would have a blast just running 1150. So can't wait to see you race again. Yeah. So that brings us to what's going on, right? So swap steering on Nova to Pomod. No, this still has a regular steering box. The Pomod has a full rack and all that shit. We ain't doing that. But so I sat down, and a couple of things have happened. And one of those things is I looked at the schedule, and for the next 6 weekends straight, right? Next 6 weekends straight, we have got somewhere to be, something to do. Part of it is work. For those of you guys that don't know, I still do contract work, you know, video, photography, that kind of stuff. And we've still been doing that, you know, throughout the year. I do it all year long pretty much. And, you know, we do that, which is also another thing we're gonna talk about. But so between that and then like the 25K races coming up, LS Fest, War in the Woods, a bunch of races that we really want to be at. Plus I have some obligations to be at those races anyway, between different, you know, vendor deals and sponsor deals and all kinds of stuff. We've got to be there. So looking at that, the next 6 weekends and the travel that it's going to require, we're not going to be able to touch the Pomod for the next month and a half. Like I mean, maybe a day or two here and there, but you know how I have been, no bullshit, I've been working, you know, 6, 8, 10, 12-hour days, you know, to try to get that thing done. And we're not going to be able to do that coming up. So with that being said, I said, you know what? There's another thing that's happening. And the other thing that's happening, which is actually really freaking cool, like I'm super excited about this. I have an uncle. Surprise. You know what I mean? I got family. So my uncle lives in Poland, and very long story short, my uncle said something to my mom about, you know, hey, I'd love to help Matt out. You know, he does all this cool shit. And my uncle is a hands-on guy. You know, he's worked with his hands all his life, had his own businesses and stuff like that, whatever. You know, I think he did like, you know, construction work, tile work, like he's done all kinds of shit. So now I've never met my uncle. If I did, it was as a baby, like, you know, 30 years ago. So in my adult life, or even in my childhood life, I've never spent any time with my uncle. Well, very long story short, it took about a 9.5-minute phone call between me and him, and my uncle's coming to America. So he's gonna come to America, and he's gonna hit the next, like, he's not gonna hit all 6 weeks, but he's gonna hit like the next 5 weeks of being on the road with us. And he's just gonna come out, be down for the cause and help out and travel and see all these races. Luckily for him, he's gonna get to see some really cool shit. He'll get to see the 25K race, that should be huge. He'll get to see LS Fest, that's a huge event. He'll get to see War in the Woods, one of the biggest events, if not the biggest event of the year. We'll take him to some diesel stuff too. So with that being said, and knowing that we've got all this stuff going on, and we're not gonna be able to touch the POMOD, I was like, you know, we should throw the Nova together and just go race it. 25K race is free entry. Doesn't matter. Backside, do we have a shot in hell? Probably not. But we're gonna have extra hands and it's gonna be fun. So what we're doing is right now for like the next couple months, maybe, I don't know how long that's gonna last. Maybe it's the end of the year, whatever. But for right now, we're gonna focus on having some fun. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna bring my uncle to America, which is gonna be dope. He's gonna get to meet my family and children, and you know, all of these. It's my mom's brother, so obviously he knows my mom. But you know, he'll get to hang out with us. He'll get to, you know, hang out with my brother, who would also be his nephew. You know, he's got 2 nephews. So, so yeah. So we decided. I sat down and I was like, well, look, if we want to do this, the Nova's mostly together. We know what it can do. It's nothing significant, but we're gonna have a really good time. So yeah, that's what we got going on. And then to take it even further, I was like, you know, some of our best videos on YouTube have been event coverage. So if I focus a little bit less on racing and just do when me and Brandon both film stuff, especially like for the contract work, we've done some amazing, very cool shit when we're both working. So, you know, so I was like, well, maybe we can focus a little bit more on that. Plus we'll have my uncle around. Like we finally will have a team of people that are willing and ready and available. I want to say willing. There's plenty of people that are willing, but just ready and available. So it's going to be an awesome time. We're going to hit the road for like 5 weeks. I'm going to get to learn about my uncle, meet my uncle. We'll have plenty of hours on the road to just talk and get to know each other. And I can tell you, like I said, it took 9.5 minutes to make the decision that he was coming to America. Like I talked to him. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, this is what we're doing. This is what I could use some help with. You know what I mean? And he's like, cool. Sounds like fun. I'll be there. So yeah, so I'm really pumped up about it. Yeah, this is what family's all about. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn awesome. So with that being said, if you can see in the background there, there is a 6.0 that I bought. It came up for sale locally on a super good deal. Actually, a guy that used to work for me many years ago, he had put it in his Tahoe. They had made over 400 horsepower through a 4L60 in a Tahoe, you know, naturally aspirated. He did it through a set of PRC heads, and he had put some new, I know he put some new cam bearings in there when he had swapped it out, so there's not very many miles on that, and it was a decently performing motor, and yeah, we've got that. So the question now becomes, I'm literally standing in a garage with a 6.0 and a 5.3 Texas speed motor. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna go with. I think we're gonna take my good PRC heads and put it on the 6.0 because those as cast 220 heads are meant for that bore size. They're not meant for the 5.3 bore size or the 332 that we've got here. But it's kind of one of those things that, like, we're going to be forcing air down its throat. So we are not doing the most efficient thing, but at the end of the day, we're going to force air down its throat. And part of the reason we have those heads has nothing to do with the flow characteristics. It's actually in physical design of those heads is part of the reason we wanted to upgrade to them. So yeah, so I think we'll do. The only reason I'm kind of leaning towards the 6.0 is because that one's still a 24 tooth reluctor wheel. This one's 58, so the Texas speed motor is 58. We'd have to do a little bit more, and I do want to put a really good set of lifters in this one that I still don't have. So I think we'll do 6.0 good heads, and we'll go ahead and add an intercooler, air to water or air to air. I'm not sure yet. Don't quite know. That 6.0, from my understanding, is, what is it, an LC9 or something? It's flat top pistons, which means Gen 4 rods and pistons, but Gen 3 block, body, all that kind of shit. Reluctor wheel is really the difference. I mean, there's a little bit, there's no DOD shit we got to plug or any of that kind of stuff. 6.0 for Nova, 332 for the POMOD. Yeah, that'll probably end up the way we're going. But we also might change it up a little bit too, where I've been toying with the idea of putting the twins on the Nova. Just because we already, I mean, it doesn't matter. We're going to take the intake back off and other stuff off the POMOD. But I was kind of thinking it would be cool, really just the coolness factor. Like if we just stuck some twins up high somewhere, I think that we can do it a little easier on this than the POMOD, because the POMOD had that bar in the way. This one doesn't have that bar in the way, so we can, you know what I mean, we can do some stuff there. I don't know. I haven't decided. It's gonna be, it's gonna kind of come down to timelines and that kind of stuff, because we do have to go to work. We do got shit to do. So the goal here is gonna be straight up. Let's have fun. We're gonna toss my Polish uncle fucking in the mix. He speaks English, so you guys will get to meet him. Like if you come to any events, he'll be out at the events. I'm really pumped up about it. It's gonna be, I think, a very cool experience for me and for my family, and my daughters will get to meet him, and my brother get to spend some time with him. I get to spend some time with mom, who's his sister. It's just gonna be a good thing. So, also, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier with the work. Actually, I'm gonna take a tea break. Let me go grab a refill on my tea, and then I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself in the comments. All right, I'm back. All right, so back to the other thing I was going to talk about. It was going to be work a little bit. I will put it to you this way. It is possible that my work will expand a little bit. Sorry, I just saw something I was looking at. So it's possible that we may have to, I don't know how that's going to affect the content that I make and everything, but I know that business may be going good in a certain direction for some of the things that I do, and if I have to focus attention there, I might have to focus attention there. Kind of is what it is. Another reason why I kind of want to get the Nova together and just go have some fun racing, even if we're not top competitors, whatever. Like I said, 25K race, it's backside, so anything is possible, I guess, but even still, not really. But it's free entry, so we just got to get there. And then LS Fest, I don't know if I'll race LS Fest. I have an entry into the stock block class, but that's a 4-second class, and we are nowhere near a 4-second car, even with a 6.0 and a intercooler and another fuel pump. We are not a 4-second car in this thing. So we might do it just for the hell of it, for the fun. I don't know. We'll kind of see what's going on. So that is, in a nutshell, what the hell is going on around here. But I want to get this motor out tonight, so that way, I mean, it's literally, I just gotta lift it out. Want to get this motor out tonight, so that way I can steal the cam from it. We can probably steal the push rods. This has some LS7 lifters in it. We're gonna need the studs, everything if we do the 6.0. So the surface is the equalizer. No, the fuck it's not. I love you guys. The surface is not the equalizer. When you have a 4-second capable car on a backside surface against a 580 capable car on a backside surface, it does not matter. It does not matter. They can spin half the freaking way, and the second they hook up, make all the power they need to get right around. It is not. That used to be the case. That used to be the case, but these days, nah. Barry K, I heard you in need of a thermostat gasket. I am in need of a couple gaskets here. Thank you, Barry K. Put 390 gears in it. I don't know. 390 I don't think would help. We have 373 in it right now. I think if anything, like 430 would be kind of the sweet spot. But we've got a converter in here that I never really got to test out, because as we were trying to test it out and figure it out, you know, we ended up melting the side of the block with extra boosties. So, and still, like, we melted the block before the finish line, you know, so I'd completely let out and everything, and we still went 6.0 something. So, like, it's a, man, if they had a 590 class, oh my lord. Some people do. 590, we would. It's funny, the diesel guys that I go to film, they've got a 590 class. So this thing would be a 590 killer, dog. Ooh. Yeah, but we don't have it. And most of like War in the Woods isn't gonna have a 590 class. You know, some of Clifton's races, I think he started doing some whatchamacallit, like I think he either started doing 590 or 6.0 or something, and I think that was, you know, pretty dope. But so all this comes back to, like, I have to work, you know what I mean, for the next month and a half straight. I have to work my ass off, so we just don't have time to continue on the POMOD as much as I would love to. Everything just took a little bit longer than we wanted to, but it's coming out pretty damn well. I'm pretty happy with how it's coming out. It's just we're not going to be able to keep thrashing on it like we have been. So, and then, like I told you guys, mix in with my uncle, you know, coming into America. We've got all this work. We got a bunch of cool ass events we're gonna do some killer coverage of, and everything else. Like, I'm cool with it, you know. Keep chasing your dreams, Matt. I appreciate it, Autophase. We are. This one, you know, what we're doing here right now really isn't chasing the dream. The dream is to try to be winners, but at the end of the day, you gotta have some fun too. You know what I mean? $5.90 is what I spend on a mug of beer. What's up, Awesome? I like going back to the streets where it's just a fun time. It can be. Depends on where you're at. It can also be a royal pain in the ass too. So, and street guys, everybody on the street right now is super fast too. But then again, this thing won its first shootout this year on the street. The street was very, very bad, and that contributed a lot to why it happened. But it was one of them situations. Like, we took a 5-second car to a street that you could not make 5-second passes on. There was no way in hell that was happening. So we ended up just between luck of the draw, between the way it worked out, between everything happening, we ended up getting a W and taking the money. Wouldn't mind doing that again a couple times. That'd be pretty fun, right? Yeah. Oh, all right. So I need to find my pry bar, my other pry bar, because I got 2 pry bars. I got the one that I was using over there, but that one, for whatever reason, many, many years ago, I cut the end off so it was a square end because I needed that for something, and I have another pry bar. So where the hell is my other pry bar? Also, I'm trying to work at night because it has been hot during the days. No need to rush the pomade, make that money, make it what you want, just have fun with the Nova. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Still going to LS Fest. Yep, we're going like. So even if for some reason if the Nova, if something doesn't work out, if something breaks, whatever, blah blah blah, we're still going to the 25K race. We're still going to LS Fest. We're still going to the diesel events that I have to go to for work. We're still going to all this stuff to like we got to, and we're gonna provide badass race coverage of the 25K race. I'm not sure what we're gonna do as far as LS Fest coverage, because LS Fest there is a lot of shit going on. But we'll make some videos out of that. Yeah. So you're still gonna run the exhaust out the top again? I don't know. It depends on how quickly I can do this. Because if I can get this motor out tonight, if I can get this motor out tonight and I can get the parts and pieces I need out of it, which is just like, actually I don't even need the lifters out of this thing because he had LS7 lifters in that he gave to me, that he had put in there when he did the cam and the cam bearings and all that shit. So, but we just need the cam and the oil pan. We need the cam and the oil pan, and maybe I'll put a decent oil pump in it. I don't know. He said it had good oil pressure. He said it was decent. I don't know. We'll see. Run the twins like bullhorns. Yeah. Well, it's got to stay with me now here. That's going to be dependent on, can we do that? Can we put twins on this thing in the amount of time? The oil pan is already tapped for two turbos. I don't know that I have, I don't have the exhaust flanges, and the stuff that was on them. I do still have those exhaust flanges. If I can cut them off and reuse them, kind of, whatever. I just think it would be cool. I think that every time 290s off, no, because then that would put them in the front. If we do twins, we're going to do high up, behind, or equal to the center line of the front wheels or behind. We're going to do that whole thing again. But every time we do something with the Nova, every time it comes out something about the combination has changed. You know what I mean? Something about it. So I think it'd be cool this time if we just come out with the twins just for the hell of it. I mean, they're just sitting on the shelf. That's really what it came down to. I'm like, they're sitting on the shelf. we got the big turbo on the other car, you know. The big turbo worked on this, but we've got twins. I've tried to sell them. Haven't had a whole bunch of luck with that. F it. Why don't we just use them? You know what I mean? Kind of what my thought process was. So we'll see. I'm not going to make any guarantees on that because, like I said, it's all time dependent and all that kind of stuff. But those twins are a little small. They're S366s. And if we're going 6.0, S366s, whew, what's the weight difference? What's the weight difference front to back on the Nova? Right now, I think the Nova sits 52, 53% on the rear at a slightly over 3,200 pound overall weight. So we've got some weight in the back. It's hard because we don't make enough power to weigh 3,200 pounds. So we want to put weight in the back, but you know, we don't want to put 200 pounds in the back and then weigh 3,400 pounds either. You know what I mean? It's like it's give and take. So, but I do have a set of double adjustable shocks for the rear of the Nova, so we can throw those on and we can kind of maybe hopefully try to figure that out. Set them twin turbos where the headlights are to get more air. They ain't gonna get more air than if we put them right here. My cousin traded a turbo straight up for 94 SN95 convertible 5.0. Needs some work, but runs pretty. Damn. Tell him I'll trade him my twins for that SN95. Little convertible 5-speed action. Just be cruising. Just put my uncle in it and let him hit the town. Convertible Mustang. He likes women though, so you know what I mean. Kind of might be sending some mixed signals there, but you know. Oh. Alright, so I still haven't found my pry bar. I've been bullshitting with you guys. She's about ready to come out. It's just this thing can be a royal pain in the butt sometimes to come in and out. And we would go there. Yeah, see, right there, I just can't get past it. We're getting pretty crazy there. Just won't slide past the motor mount where we need it. There we go. She was built up a little pressure there. She had a little pressure under that load. Now I'm gonna get this one. Can we get that one? Will be the question. What are we looking at over here? We're not looking good, mate. We're not looking good, mate. Because we're still on that dowel pin. Pretty good. Man, my cup's gonna leave a ring on that paint job. I ain't worried about it, trust me. I'm gonna try and pull this other motor mount completely off. I don't know that this is the right size socket for this, but it might help us with what we gotta do here. Somebody asked if I'm gonna do intercooler. Yeah, we're definitely doing an intercooler on this setup. What I haven't decided yet is, are we doing the air to water, or are we doing air to air? I think that I have an air
air-to-air intercooler. I know I've got one for single turbo. I think I still have one floating around for twin turbos somewhere. So it is an option. I just don't know which one I'm going to go with yet. I kind of would like to go with the air to water, just because we're at a point, right? Can you all even see me? Hold on, let me adjust the camera so you all can see me talking when I'm talking this shit. So we're at a point, right, where I've spent all this money on all these parts, and I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I'd like to use some of them, you know? I've got heads sitting in a box. I got a nice new air-to-water intercooler just sitting there. You know? I got this stuff. So part of me is like, you know, hey, you might fuck it up. You might break something, which is true. You might, you know. You don't have that in race cars. But the other part of me is like, but these things are improvement to your race program, and you're not making any improvement if you're not using this shit. So, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm torn. You know what? We can cheat here, I'm pretty sure, and just take these bolts out on this motor mount here. And that'll solve a whole lot of our problems. Sometimes you just gotta cheat it out. Let me see. That car is a rust bucket. No shit. But this rust bucket probably been faster and done more cool shit than you ever have. We call it picking up in. That's why you should use Lemon Pledge. I don't know what we're talking about. Right on. Don't risk the heads on a temporary engine. Nope. F you. I'm doing what the hell I want. Because what's going to happen? I'm going to not use the heads, and then they're going to sit in a box. It could be till 2024 to, you know, until we're done with the POMA and ready. So we're just going to sit in a box for another 6 months. Mine is the same thing on Live Viewer Savvy. I don't know what you're talking about. Come to Texas, big boy. Oh, look, there we go. Someone talking shit again and want me to drive halfway across the country. Here's the rule. You talk shit, you come here. That's how that works. That's an $80,000 automobile there, Matt. This here, I don't know about all that. Are you talking about money spent and money made? If you add those two together, it still ain't 80,000. It's definitely, whatchamacallit. It's definitely north of 10. It's definitely north of 20. But it ain't 80, I can tell you that. I don't know. I don't know what the actual math would be if you added up money spent on this thing and money made together. Because money made includes all the videos, all that kind of shit. Alright, so that one I can't reach. I gotta sit this thing back down again. Set her back down, bud. Kind of hoping it would roll over a little bit so I can get up in there where I need to. Oh, excuse me. And you're gonna have to go with a wrench. A wrench. We're back like crap. You notice how tall this thing is? You got some front end travel in this motherfucker right Yeah, let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. Come on. Come on. Jam on, Lee. Jam on. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. Now he's best buddies with Kai Kelly, and he's gonna grab his 634 and bring his. Ooh, I'm so scared. What is Fool's Gold run the quarter? No clue. Never ran it in the quarter. There we go. Come on, baby. Turn the boat. Turn the boat. You can do it. I believe in you. I can only get like a 16th of a turn every time out of this damn thing. Because of where this damn bolt's at. Just still too tight to spin by hand, and I can't really reach my hand in there, so that doesn't help with shit. Come on, baby. That was a great time to insert SpongeBob many years later. Oh. You coming back to sick week next year? Yeah, I want to participate in sick week. I was talking about that earlier. Like even if it's like slow shit, like 1150 or something. Because like I was thinking about if we could do it with the Regal that doesn't have a cage. You know what I mean? I don't want to put a cage in that car. And the Nova, this car is too far. I'd have to do way too much backward shit to get it tagged, because I live in a state where you can't just pay money and they hand you over a tag. Like all these, you go all these states across the country, I got a street car, I got a license plate on it. Yeah, because you showed up to DMV and you paid them money. In Delaware, we have an actual state facility. 3 facilities in the state that are run by state employees, and they have to inspect your car to pass. So that's why I always thought that tags and insurance were a terrible streetcar rule, because tags and insurance mean 50 different things in 50 different states. They're not all the same. So, but like I said, this thing is way too far the other direction to try to get done. Fool's Gold like the back of your hand, so I think it's gonna do pretty good. I mean, I'll be straight up honest with you. We will put double adjustable shocks in the rear. That should help a little bit. 6.0 versus a 5.3. We're gonna add 100 pounds now because this is an aluminum 5.3. So we're gonna fuck up our weight bias, and we're gonna make a little bit more power. We do intercooled, possibly a second fuel pump. We'll be able to more safely turn up the boost, and it should, in theory, make more power at same boost levels, because colder, denser air is going to make more power. So, I mean, it's going to go a little bit faster, but I'm not expecting it to go wildly faster. Man, I'm just joking with you. I don't care. But I'm just talking shit, Tracy. I'm in the garage, you know what I mean? I'm just not going to let somebody shit talk my car and not talk some shit back. My gold turbo wagon is what I was running. That's what I was running. Oh, yeah. So I interviewed you. Yeah, you were running 1150. Yeah, sick week is just such a awesome experience. that I don't even care, you know, I'm not motivated to try to build a 6-second streetcar for Sick Week. Like, that is way out of budget, you know, like time, like it's just way out of left field for me. I can't, it's not something that I could do. If I wanted to do that, I would have to completely give up on no prep and street stuff, like that kind of shit. I mean, not that I couldn't use the car in that manner, but the setups of the car would be slightly different, because Sick Week and, you know, race week and all that kind of stuff, that's all prep track stuff. So not that you can't do both, it's just the setup of the car would be different. So I could not commit to that, but I think that I would have a blast. I had a blast just going and doing it in the C10 and not even racing. So I think if we, whatever it ends up being, if it's the Regal, if it's the El Camino, if it's whatever the hell it is, you know, by that time, you never know with me. You know, somebody could show up tomorrow and be like, I'll trade you this for the Regal, and I'm like, there's some shit I really want, you know what I mean? I don't know. So, but whatever it is, I have a blast doing it. It was just a good time, a good experience. This fucking bolt will not come out because I've got a 1/16 of a turn every time, and I can't stick my hand in there, and it's too tight to stick my hand in there anyway. Come on, baby. You can do it. I feel like I already, there's the bolt. Golly. Alright, well, it fell on the ground. It's out of there. That's all that matters. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed Sick Week. And I am very much looking forward to doing it again. And this time actually racing it. I think we'll have a great time. Come on, guy. You ain't got nothing holding you back now. Now, come on. There we go. Now the motor's coming now. Get it. What the hell is jamming us up? We were jammed up on that. I hope I didn't poke through that. Forgot about that one. That's probably what's jamming us up right now. Alright, I gotta get down there and take this drain line off, because the way that I have it routed in a way which works very well for keeping it in place exactly where we want it, while we have a turbo mounted there, so it stays away from hot shit. But I forgot that when I take the motor out, I do have to disconnect it from the oil pan down there. Had a blast. Waiting for Homer Simpson. I should. You should load that other car and take it to Tin Soldiers. Yeah, let me load it up. I'll drive it 12 hours across the country, and I'll go pay them 40 grand to do it. Great idea. I thought the Regal would have had car keys and a roll bar. No, that's the whole point of that car. Like, the whole point of that car is don't do any of that dumb shit to it. Don't do that. Alright, let me get up under here and see if I can get this drain line off. Oh, damn it. Nope, I screwed myself. Sometimes you screw yourself. Today's one of those days. I screwed myself here. Problem is, it needs to go back. Screwed up. Screwed up. Forgot to take this damn thing off. But I can reach it now. That's good news. It is just not happy about coming off. It is in a tight spot. That's for sure. That's okay. Once it's off, it's out of the way. I don't even know if you guys can hear me down here, but I'm talking. Come on, baby. Come on. When this thing pops, I'm probably gonna let loose. So how's your day? There we go. I told you when she pops, she's probably gonna let loose. I was hung up. For those of y'all that were betting on how many things I would forget to disconnect, there's one of them. Damn cruise control. There she is. Look, I think you guys, I think you are crazy low on that. Number one, what work are you talking about? Because the amount of work that car needs is extensive. And they ain't doing no extensive work for $1,500, I can tell you that right now. Damn it, I dropped my tea. See? You made me drop my tea. And that's in no way, shape, or form talking shit on them guys. I wouldn't expect them to. They do very good, very high quality work. They ain't doing it for no $1,500. Like, they ain't finishing that car out for $1,500, I can tell you that. Alright. Are we hung up on anything else? Let me get this thing out of the way. 4 hours later, yeah. Excuse me. What's the engine gonna make power-wise? What is the 6.0 gonna make power-wise? I would say in the ballpark of 1,000, you know. I'm not even gonna get into that. I think it's gonna make in the ballpark of 1,000. Like, we can only, that's the other thing, is we can only make so much before we start running into other problems, like stock bottom end. I mean, if we put the good heads on it, that'll definitely help. But we're gonna run into problems at some point. So, you know, I think we would feel comfortable in the 1,000 horsepower range. Maybe get a little frisky with 1,100 if we can. You know, if we got fuel for it, if everything else looks safe, if everything else looks good. Yeah, I definitely screwed up the threads on that one. But that's okay. I happen to know a fitting guy. Alright. We can swing this thing over to here. Right? Bada boom, bada bing. Boom, ping, pow. And we can set this thing down, and I will have accomplished what I want. Boom, ping, pow. Come on. Come on, boom, ping, pow. What I got, I used to have, don't know where it is, a block of wood to set this thing on so it can sit on the ground. Boom, ping, pow. Look at that. Look at all the space for activities now. I think I know where the block of wood is. Or at least, oh, I brought some to the other shop. Hold on, there's one out here. Oh, and you know what I just forgot? I just remembered when I went out there and bent over. I'm bending over right now, and that's not good in the hood. I gotta have surgery still too. Man. So I got an appointment this week, and once I have the appointment this week, they should approve the surgery. We will be approved, and then, oh man, that really hurts. After we're approved, then at some point they will schedule it. So yeah. So that's gonna be the other thing. When I have surgery, yeah. That might knock me down a couple shades there. What happened with the big block? The big block has been at an engine builder since October, November of last year. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know. I don't know. I think what's gonna have to happen is I'm gonna have to make a really long drive to go pick up a bunch of pieces. Need to change the 350 badge to a 454 badge. Yeah. They'll really be worried. So you're gonna keep the boost between 10 and 35 pounds. Nah, I don't think we'll see 35 on this. I think we might creep to 30. That's gonna be about it. But then again, with the 6.0, I don't know how much we're gonna need to. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't done it. That's the only thing. I've got plenty of 5.3 experience. The 1.6.0 we had in here had a rod knock from the start that I took to a machine shop, and that thing's been at a machine shop since December. So, and I stopped calling them. Like, they told me a time, called them a couple times. They said it wasn't ready yet. I said, okay, call me when it's ready. I still haven't gotten a phone call. That power, with the knowledge you have on the Nova, you should do okay though. I mean, it depends on what your definition of okay is. Like, whatchamacallit, like, I think that motor was making about 900, based on weight, trap speed, like all that kind of shit, like that kind of math. 900, you know, somewhere in there. So a little more power, if we can. I'm hoping that the 6.0, the added cubic inch from 332 to 3, I forget how much a factory 6.0 is. It's like a, or not 333, 325. That's 332. That's 325. That's 332. I think factory 6.0, somebody in the comments could correct me if I'm wrong, is, I don't think it's 370. I think 370 is bored out. I think it's like 360 something. I don't know. So if you do basic math, I think when I did the math on it, the difference of horsepower in motor form at a very reasonable 1.25 horsepower per cubic inch would net us like an extra 50-60 horsepower. I don't know what that means in boost numbers. Like, is that 50-60 turn into, you know, 100 at 14-15 pounds of boost, a double atmosphere? I don't know how. I don't know. I could probably ask Derek. Derek would tell me. But get you a zero gravity chair thing. Delay on. I've problems with from here to here is a problem. My whole intestinal stomach GI stuff is a problem. And then bam. Don't get back surgery. It's not back surgery. No, it's yeah. Bum bum bum. The hernia surgery. Leave 10, 15, ramp in 28. It depends. With the 373 gear and the Power Glide, it really, really kills power off the line. Like you really got to hit it hard. And then this converter might react different. This is a looser converter, so we should, in theory, be able to even hit it harder. I've left as hard as 14, 15 pounds of boost on the line, and the most I've ever done, I think, is like 14 on the line and ramped to 23 in under a half second, and like it did it in under a half second, 23, 24. So I don't know. I'm not doing that shit again. Jesus. But I don't know. It hasn't, I don't know. It's been touched. At this point, I don't know. Good luck on surgery. Thank you very much. Thank you. Depending on how it goes, what they decide to do. 6.0 is 364.4 cubic inches. Okay, so there's our answer. So 325 to 364, let's just call it 365, right? 365, 65 minus 25 is going to be 45, so 1.25 times 45 is going to get us that roughly 50-ish, 50, yeah, maybe 55-ish horsepower at 1.25 horsepower per cubic inch, which is a pretty standard measurement, and a little on the low side, but I'd rather a little on the low side. But that's the thing, is I don't know what that does. I don't know how that equates to 10, 20, 25 pounds of boost. Like, what did starting with an extra 50, how much is that exponential, or is it the same? You know what I mean? Like, is it just, you know, we made 900, so now we're gonna make 950, or is there an exponential rate to it? You know, we made 900, now we're gonna make 975, now we're gonna make 1,000. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Somebody knows. I just don't. I haven't done it yet. So, oh man. But check injector. We have brand new injectors. When this happened, I pulled them out and sent them off, and we have brand new shit. Matt, do not do Humira. Funny you mentioned that. They wanted me to do that years ago, and I opted not to. At the time, they were like, hey, we'd like you to start taking this. I was like, okay, cool. Is it going to fix me? And they're like, yeah, but there's some very possible side effects. You know, this. And I was like, how about I just keep going to the bathroom 20 times a day? Like, sounds a little bit better than those side effects. So I have not taken it. I do know they just did a whole bunch of blood work. They're looking for something. So they're looking for something in the blood work. Part of it is like Crohn's stuff, I know, and then I don't know who the hell knows what they're looking for. What kind of tea do you drink? So I will tell you this. I actually gave up drinking tea. I used to drink Snapple exclusively. I really liked Snapple. I just like the flavor, you know what I mean? Whatever. And part of it was at my local grocery store, they always had a special on Snapple where you get like a 6-pack of the bottles for like $4.99 or something. So it was like less than $1 a bottle, and you can't walk into a convenience store and get it. But you had to buy like 2 or something, I don't know, whatever it was. They had a really great deal, and it was constantly on that kind of a sale. So I did that, and then when I ended up in the hospital earlier this year, I had 3 ulcers that were on top of each other. It was actually right here, like, because I could feel it. I knew. And one of the things that I changed was I had given up soda and gone to just drinking tea, because I was like, you know, soda's probably not healthy for you, blah, 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 all that kind of shit. And what I found out was that for some reason, just me, I don't know that I've said something to other people and other people have been like, wait a minute, that happens to me too. Something in Snapple will give you heartburn, or at least it does me, or somebody who has a already not fully properly functioning intestinal tract. It would give me heartburn. So I gave up Snapple. So what I'm drinking right now is actually Arizona raspberry tea. I live in Delaware, and we have Wawa tea, which is pretty, you know what I mean? There's some cool shit there. Milo's, yeah, I knew you were gonna bring up Milo's. Like, I don't drink Milo's. We don't have it here. It's not even an option. So, the 6.0 will have, the 6.0 will probably good bit more torque, make that converter work differently for sure. Yeah, so that's going to be the other thing, is that we now have a looser converter in here. One of the problems that we had with the 5.3 and the tight converter, or the tighter converter, was that you had to be at, I forget what it was, 18 or 20 pounds of boost. You had to be at 18 or 20 pounds of boost at the gear change, or it would not hit the converter right, and it would drop way too much RPM. So that made things very interesting, because when we were backside testing, I had to figure out, it was actually, I think is a good thing, because it taught me a different way to do something, and I had to figure out, how do I get this thing to be 20 pounds of boost within, I forget what it was. I think the gear change usually happens at around 1.8 seconds or something. 2 seconds. It was less than 2 seconds, I'm pretty sure. I'm a little not remembering shit right now. But, so I had to figure out, how do I leave, not spin the tires, be on a shit surface, have it at 20 pounds of boost by the gear change, in order to keep this thing happy. And then also, what would happen is, when it didn't make that gear change right, and it dropped RPM, it dropped to like 5,500 RPM or 5,000, whatever it was, but it was in a peak torque range where we would really start to beat the hell out of the bottom end with, 20 pounds of boost in it and all that kind of shit. So it made me do things differently. With that being said, now we've got a looser converter, and I never got to figure it out with the 5.3. The 6.0 is going to make more torque. So how is it going to affect the looser converter? I think we should stay with the looser converter, because the 25K race is a backside deal, but we're gonna have to go out and test it. So yeah, but I think that I could put the 6.0, I think I could put the tight converter in it, and we would have less of an issue like we had before with the 5.3. It would make more power and more torque, and it would hit that converter differently to where it wouldn't be an issue when I try to turn it down. I do know that when I had the loose converter, I put the loose converter in it before we went out on that real shit street, and I won the shootout on the really crappy street, and I was shifting with like 10 pounds, 12 pounds of boost in it. Like, we were really turning this thing down to try to make it go down that street, and it was hitting the shift right where it would drop 800, 1,000, what we would expect to see with that little amount of power in it, but not falling off the deep end of dropping 2,000 plus RPM and putting us in that peak torque range where it becomes very dangerous for the motor. So I need more tea. I'm gonna get more tea. Line me up with some more. And I don't know dog shit about converters. I know nothing. This is another thing that I'm learning, and we're gonna learn by doing, because I have that one, there's that one, there's that one, there's that one. I've got probably, I mean, that one's not gonna work, I know that. So, and then again, who the hell knows? But that, we got the tight one, we got the loose one, then we got the other one that I put in the Regal that really isn't meant for this, but it could be. Yeah, so I don't know shit about converters, but I'm trying to learn, and I'm learning the only way I know how. Putting shit together, going out, racing it, figuring it out, doing it. Bam, I'm getting more tea.
back again. Y'all waited for me. I've got a converter guy. So I have somebody now. Womp, womp, womp. All right, well, we tried. Tried and we failed. Lesson learned, never try. Homer Simpson. But yeah, I do have a converter guy that is readily available, willing and able to try to help us out with appropriately doing what we need to be, whatever needs to be done for a converter. So, but like anything else, it's more money that's got to be spent. Pull the head. No, I want to pull the head on video for the next video. So, and actually, I've been live for 76 minutes. I think it's I got to run to the store. Here's a little for some Texas tea, but I don't know what the gallon converts to Canadian dollars. Barry K in the house. All it takes is money and lots of it. Damn right. Well, okay, hold on. What's Texas tea? Like, is there something legitimately called Texas tea, or just tea that comes out of Texas? Because sweet tea, I love sweet tea. We got Arizona. No, we got Arizona tea here. That's normal. Oh man. Bum, bum, bum. Ran PTC and had good luck with them, and I've ran FTI and they're also really good. I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't think that there is a lot of I don't think that there's a lot of bad torque converter manufacturers out there. I think that there's a lot of, they're all good. The thing is the service that you get and the people that you deal with. Like, I have heard problems with PTC and FTI, but everybody has problems. People have problems with me, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? SHITBOX Supply. Like, every company that does business has problems. Nobody is perfect, right? So what it really boils down to, in my mind, for a converter is who is willing to work with, you know, who is willing to work with you, like, be responsive to your questions, you know, have good information, that kind of shit. But the other side of that is, like, who is not, you know, you can't be, people hit me up for SHITBOX shit at, you know, 10 p.m. at night, like, F you, I don't care. Like, it's 10 at night. Now, granted, sometimes I'll answer and everything else, but that's a two-way street. So I think that it's really just more about whoever you build a personal relationship with, and how that works for your program. I think that a lot of the, you know, torque converter manufacturers they make good stuff. You know, a lot of them make great stuff. It just comes down to service, who you get along with, that kind of shit. So, have I ever been to Pal's restaurant in Tennessee or VA? I have not. I have no idea what that is. Need to make some 6AN transmission kits. No. 6AN, 10 feet, add. Hose ends, whatever you need, add, check out, bam, done. Easy peasy. Oh. I mean, you boys getting old out here. I'm like, how old am I? It's 2023, so I'm 33. I have a 95 Chevy Stepside. I built a 400 for. It's going to run Sniper EFI with a 5-speed. What? That is a random combination. That's a mix of stuff going on there. I ain't mad at it. I'm just like, that's, you know, oh, just put a chute on my car. You ever used one? Yeah, the white car had a parachute. The white car had a parachute. The Nova doesn't go fast enough. I mean, you know, there are some places, actually, the Nova goes faster than the white car. So in all reality, well, it goes quicker, faster. I don't, okay. So maybe we should have a parachute. Now you got me in some shit. Now you got me in some shit. But yes, I have used parachute. Great stuff. Highly recommend. Absolutely. Especially no prep. I think that, you know, you should definitely consider safety. Wish I had your Regal. Make me a real nice cash offer. You might just have it. You're a youngster. I am. But I have beat the piss out of my body for years on end. I joined the Army at 17. And I have been beating on my body for a very, very long time. It's not about the years, it's the miles. It's the miles. You know what I mean? I might be a 1990 model, but man, I got some miles on me, bud. Miles. I'm 33, smoke a little bud, help with the stomach. It does. Actually, I like eating, as I have stomach problems, and there's been some research out of, I forget where, other countries, not in America, but they have done studies on your intestines, and they have THC receptors and all that kind of stuff. So my personal thing is I would prefer to eat any of those. Actually, I can say it now. It's legal in Delaware. Shit, I'd rather eat my cannabis because I think that it helps me more with my stomach issues when I eat it. It will help smoking it, but that's what I believe works best for me. Matt wish you had Kaya Kelly's room. No, I don't. I don't want them problems. I break that thing once, I'm done. Iraq took its toll on both of us. Yeah. Been on VA disability since 93. I am in the process, so yeah. My friend has Crohn's. He had 4-foot intestine removed. Yeah, so we don't, they're back and forth. Pretty much, I think I've had undiagnosed Crohn's for, I don't even know how long now. But I've been really making a push here lately to try to get my health stuff sorted. And the more and more we do this, the more and more they keep repeating Crohn's. But mine is different in the sense where I will likely not have to have intestines removed. I have troubles in other parts of my body. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get too graphic and too wild with y'all. But yeah, because Crohn's, if you guys don't know, Crohn's is actually like a blanket statement for a group of gastrointestinal issues. So bam. All right, well look, I really appreciate you guys, but number one, I need to sit down. All right, so I'm gonna sit down. We'll answer a few more questions. We'll have a little bit more conversation, but I need to also go to the store. And if I want to continue on with the plans, John. If I want to continue on with my plans for what I had planned, I need to get off of this thing and get back to some work. I've enjoyed the progress on the pomade. Great so far. Thank you. I've slightly enjoyed doing it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been kind of a pain in the ass with stuff taking 2 and 3 times as long as I had anticipated. But I think it's coming out good. I think that in the future when we get it done, it'll definitely be a very good car for our future. And I'm looking forward to it. So
Thank you for your service. I have an ex-military friend that's going through the same thing as you. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, it's you know, there is, I believe that there is some kind of correlation to those sorts of gastrointestinal issues and serving overseas. Um, I don't know whether it's just what's in the air or food or what, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is, but something over there I think has caused issues for a lot of people. So you're fun to watch, Race. I love when you get excited. Well, we'll try to get a little excited with this Nova again. So I think I can tell you this: if we do go rounds in the Nova, um, that will bring some excitement, because I know that we are, in most places we go to, pretty heavily outgunned. We are still an underdog in this car. Even in the POMOD, we'll still be an underdog. We will just have a little bit more, a little bit more on our side. So, you know, I think that thing is going to weigh, shit, now that I know it's going to weigh 3,300. This thing is going to be a heavy pig. You what? Oh, damn. No, there's a hole in my pants. Why ain't nobody telling me? My man's over here laughing at me, and there's a damn hole in my pants. I'm over here just spread eagle, just letting everybody enjoy the show. It's Army Chow. I don't know. I don't know if it's the food, the water, shit in the air. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but I do know that I personally have seen other folks that I deployed with having similar issues that didn't have them before. And we all went to Iraq together, and we all came home, and then some of them went to Afghanistan. I ended up going back to Kuwait. So, yeah. It's humid. We got to air it out every now and again. Yeah, it's actually, that's why I've been trying to work at night. It's decent. It's humid and it's warm, but it's bearable. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been kind of getting spoiled working over in the other shop where it's got insulation, air conditioning, all that kind of stuff. Been a little spoiled, but it feels good to be in the home garage working on the Nova. So we'll I guess we'll slap a 6.0 together. I guess we'll use these bad boys. Should we do that? Yep, we'll throw the good heads on it. We'll get some airflow, some deck thickness on that bad boy. We'll see what we can do. Barry. Funny thing, I don't drink anymore. So I used to, obviously, like any, you know, like any veteran, I did my fair share of drinking. But I don't anymore. I every once in a while, like, you'll catch, you know, I'll have a beer here and there or whatever, but like, nah, for the most part, I've given it up. It's actually funny. It's like, sometimes now, if I drink alcohol, it'll make my stomach hurt, and not like I gotta go to the bathroom hurt. Like, it just hurts. Like, as soon as I could take the first sip of something, and as soon as it hits, it's not all the time, but it's a lot of time, it just hits the stomach, and my stomach, I'm just like, oh man. So, I don't even really like doing it anymore. 6.0 to the front, huh? I don't know, we'll see. I will say that when we did have the 6.0 in here that knocked, did we have a 5.3 in it before then? I don't know if we had. I don't think we didn't have a turbo 5.3 in it. I think I blew. We were screwing off, doing spray it to the moon stuff. I blew up a couple 5.3s. I didn't blow them up. I kept lifting the heads, which I still have to reevaluate that, because I think now I can. I think that I know where I screwed up, and I think that we can fix that. But actually, we could probably fix it. We could probably put the 6.0 together with those heads and fix it. But that's a whole other We're not doing that. We're not going back to nitrous right now. But yeah, so when we put that 6.0 in, it was lively. I remember it was lively, even though it was knocking. So I think that the 6.0 will be, although heavy, a pretty good fit. Me too. Drinking was a big part of my life, but not so much anymore. But I won't say no to a cold beer. Every once in, like, we did one of the, it was actually, I guess I can say this. It was at work, contract work, right? So I was at an event, a race event, and it was like the end of the day, like after a 12, 14-hour day. It was blistering hot all freaking day. I was out in the sun, everything, and like somebody was like, "Do you want a beer?" And I was like, "Yes." And I slammed that thing. I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, it hit the spot. This was recently, but it was like like I said, it was after a 12, 14-hour day. I was in the sun all day. You know what I mean? Oh man, do you think nitrous is becoming a thing of the past? Absolutely. I think that there's better ways to make big power, right? So you can take a smaller cubic inch motor, put turbos on it, and do what you would do with a much larger cubic inch motor and lots of nitrous, and it'd be easier on the motor. So I think nitrous is still great. Like I'm probably gonna put the Regal on nitrous, just because it's cheap, fun. You spray 100 to 200 and you're relatively safe, and it's a very good time. It's an awesome feeling. The violence of a nitrous off the line is, you don't get that in a turbo. You get fast in a turbo, but you don't get the violence. So it's fun, but I just think especially in a scenario where where small tire is unlimited, there's no turbo class, there's no nitrous class, there's no, it's not broken up into all these classes, there's no weights, stuff, there's nothing that differentiates any of that. Like, yeah, I'm not knocking you, but you need some butt stickers. I like it signature. Not sure what you're trying to say there. That one, like one word could have been messed up and it screwed up that whole sentence for me. Barry, seems like everybody wants turbos or Pro Chargers now. Pro Chargers only work with a big block. Okay, never mind. Let me not say that. I do know some small block guys that have Pro Chargers that are very, very fast. Just not in the no prep world. They're in other worlds. Shit, Lizzie just went, yeah, but it doesn't, at that point it doesn't matter. You're talking about, $250,000, $500,000 cars. They're all, it doesn't matter what you use to get there. I mean, they're all dumping absurd amounts of money into shit. Nitrous has gotten too expensive to race at a high level. I don't like, filling them up is a pain in the ass. It just, turbo, I never got to fill it up. We just top in and we go. I'm not going to make a whole other trip. I don't got to spend money every time I want to go. I mean, I still have to spend money, but I don't got to get bottles filled and spend whatever. So what would it take to run on nitro fuel? What would it take? It would take the willingness to be willing to tear down the motor and swap out the bearings probably after every other, if not every race weekend. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. There's plenty of people. I've seen plenty of people run nitro on 5.3s and LS and stuff, like just for YouTube content and shit. Actually, there was a guy that did it, and then 2 weeks later, Cletus did it. So it's doable. It'll run. It's gonna tear the shit out of the bearings. That's why those nitro motors that make 1200 or 12 1,000 horsepower or whatever, 10,000 horsepower, they tear them down between every other run or whatever it is. So you could do it, but yeah. I hate the bottle heater part. Yeah, then you got to heat it up. You know, it's NPK is boring as an NHRA. I don't know. I don't think NPK is boring. I mean, I don't sit around and watch it either, but you know, it's good for the sport, definitely. All it takes is money and lots of it. Yeah. Remind me of CO2. Yeah, well, CO2 you do have to get filled, but it's nowhere near like you don't have to get CO2 filled every time you go racing. And if you run off either A, compressed air, like I do, or B, if you run off the air that comes out of the turbos itself, which you can do, you don't have a need for CO2. Can't wait to see you run the 6.0, see how much more you like it. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Right now, it kind of sucks because we're making 2, if not possibly 3 changes at once. I mean, we've got the converter, we've got a cubic inch size difference in the motor, and then we've got, if we do change the turbo setup up, you know, going from single to twins, I mean, it'd be hard to judge and say, well, the 6.0 did it. Because was it the 6.0? Was it the 6.0 in the converter? Was it the 6.0 in the twins? Or, you know what I mean? So, I use progressive controller. Yeah, I've got somewhere around here, I've got a Maximizer 5. Actually, I've become one of those guys, like, I do got to say, it's pretty freaking cool. I used to, like, you know, even 5 years ago, I'd be like, man, these guys got shit on their shelf they're not even using that I would kill to have. And now I'm the same way, like, I've got shit that a younger me would kill to have, and it's just sitting on the shelf collecting dust. Thought you were pulling an engine. I did. It's out. It's out. And then I had to sit down. I'm having some pain. So I need to sit down a little bit. Take care, Matt. See you next video. See you next time. It's out. Yeah, the motor's out already. So now I'm just sitting here bullshitting you guys. Like, I thoroughly enjoy this. I enjoy talking to the people that watch my videos. Like, you know, I do respond to comments and stuff, but this is as close to we're gonna get, you know, and I can't talk to 135 of you all at once. Like, you know what I mean? Before I had a race or something, like, so. You could have a hell of a garage sale. I probably could, but I'm also smart enough to know that, like the Maximizer 5, if we put nitrous on the Regal, I'm probably gonna end up using the Maximizer 5 again, so I don't want to sell it. Crispy Bacon, my man, made a donation. I appreciate you. You ever get rid of the RV? No, I have not gotten rid of the RV. I had listed it up for sale a couple times. I've done a couple different things. What I need to do, and I haven't done it yet. It's kind of I need to go get that shit done. Is it's sitting over at the other shop. I need to pull it out to the street with a for sale sign in it, and just see if, you know, if somebody drives by, you know, and whatever. See if we can't get rid of it that way. Maybe I'm hoping that when my uncle, I say comes to town, but comes to the damn country. When he comes by, I think he's going to have some energy. Like, he's going to want to, like, hey, what are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. So I think it'll kind of help move some things along that maybe have been pushed off to the side or whatever. So, can't believe you'd sell the Regal. I mean, I would. Like, I really love the car, don't get me wrong. I think also a lot of you guys, we never put this in a video, the trains in the Regal broke. So the trains that I just had done, just, you know, refreshed everything, something went wrong with reverse, and it could have been something that I did, we're not really sure, but almost immediately after the point of, like, driving it for the first time, the trains broke. And I was so infuriated by that car that I was like, I'm not, like, the guy who built it, he's going to take care of it for me, you know what I mean, and whatever, and we'll figure out, like, was it something I did, what happened, how did this go wrong, all that kind of shit. So, you know, we'll figure that out, but I just, I got pissed off, and that car fought me every step, every single stupid freaking thing. Just, oh my god. So it got to a point where I was like, when the trans thing happened, I was like, nope, I'm not touching this right now. I'm not pulling this transmission back out after I just had to fight to put a new motor in. Like, I was just over it. So it will be taken care of. I'll get it done. But that's kind of what happened with the Regal. But everything, you know, everything could be for sale. Like, you know, it's just stuff. You know, I'm realizing that, you know, I'm not gonna just give shit away. Like, I've given away entire cars before. I don't know if you guys ever knew that. Like, I gave away a whole Fox Body Mustang. It's a true story. It's a guy, I think he was out of New York, was street racing, crashed his Mustang. One that I had that I was going to sell was kind of similar, and I ended up just giving it to him. Said, here you go, you know what I mean? Just for the cause. So, but I'm not just going to give stuff away, but if somebody came with the right amount of cash and caught me in the right mood, I'd let the Regal go. I'd buy another one. Like, there's more Regals out there. There's nothing super special about that car. I mean, yes, it has a nice interior, but I could get that done. You know what I mean? There's nothing, it's not like a one of 100 car or something where it's like, you know, you don't want to get rid of it. It's just a regular ass Regal. It used to be a V6 and now it's an LS swap. Everything's for sale when you're building a race car. Yeah. I have a 4.3 Regal with turbo on it built just to mess with things. I mean, yeah. All right. Well, look, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. I really appreciate everybody that had sent some donations to the chat. You guys are awesome. Super chats, all that. Even if you didn't, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's late it's a Sunday night, right? Yeah, and it's. I know it's not early. Is it like close to midnight? Let me see. I don't know. It won't show me the time. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna run over to the store. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm actually in quite a bit of pain right now, so I need to go chill out. I need to go get washed up and kind of go relax a little bit. But we will start filming we will start filming our next video tomorrow. So not sure when it's gonna come out. We may take the whole thing to completion, like, you know, like the next video you guys will see might be swapping the motor, building the other motor, doing everything, firing it up. Like, it might be to completion, it might not. We do have to work this weekend, so you know what I mean. But you guys will get some kind of a Nova update, and we'll go over everything that's going on, schedule, uncle, all that shit. I'll make sure we put all that in the next video too. So if you guys didn't catch that, you know what I mean, you guys will be up to date on it. So see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out.